Hi everyone. A few people asked me if I'd show you how I made this flower using the flower shaping foam. So this video hopefully will show you how to do that. Now I must start off by saying I'm not a professional by any means at doing these flowers, and if you go on some of the flower making sites, the flowers are absolutely amazing. I've tried, I can't do them. I can only do these simple flowers, but I'm going to show you how to do them anyway. So I've used a sheet of the silk foam, which I've got on sale. It's a big sheet. It's sort of roughly the size of this mat, 30 by 40 centimetres. It's £1.25 a sheet. Now, this is what it looks like when it's cut. So I've used a selection of dies here. I've used this one here for this one, which makes this flower. So I've cut out several petals. Those I've already coloured up, but I'm going to show you what I do with these. So I'm going to do the purpley colour. So I'm using my Distress Oxides. I'm just going to go around the edges like that on 6, because I've used 6 layers. But you can use as many as you like. You can make a really full flower. In fact, I might add a few more in a bit. So just colour around. You can use all sorts of inks, Distress Oxides, watercolour pencils, or I think people use like pastels and stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. Just roughly do that. Okay, so that's my colour done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get each flower. I'm going to fold each petal on top of each other like that. Okay, now because this is the silk foam, you don't need to use the iron or a heat gun to sort of mould it. This is very fine and you can mould it between your fingers. So I'm just going to fold that in half like that, and I'm going to start just doing that sort of rolling motion. Now you do have to be a bit careful with this because it's so fine. You can rip it, and I've done that a few times. Although sometimes, to be honest, it adds to the effect of the flower, makes it look very, very delicate. Now I'm going to carefully open it up, and you'll see here, just stretch the middle bit. That's where you've got to be careful, because that's where you could rip it. So just gently, like this. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do that on all of these now. So just fold them over, and as you can see, it doesn't take long to do. No special equipment. Just your fingers. So roll that one up. Next one. And then if you wanted to add a bit more colour, you could do that. Okay, I'm going to roll this one. And then this. So I've got 1, 2, 3 layers so far. I know these flowers are really popular. Lots of people use this foam, and they're making some of the most amazing flowers. Some of them are so realistic. But like I say, I can only do simple ones, but I'm happy with those. Here we go. In fact, I've toned it in with my nail varnish today, so that's good. Okay, and then the last one. There we go. So I'm going to open them all up carefully. And like I say, if you did rip it, as long as it's not too bad, or it's not too bad, you can still add it in, and it does make it look quite authentic. Carefully open this one up. Just a little bit of stretch in there. And if you wanted to, you could go back and scrunch up the petals a bit more, if that's what you wanted. I think what I might do is I might set up a separate page maybe where any products that you've bought from me and you've made projects, cards, flowers, whatever, you can put them all on there, and we can all see what everyone's been making. That would be lovely. Gives a lot of inspiration for everyone. Okay, so that's my last petal. Let's have a look. Let's go around. There you go. So those are my petals you can see there. Now I'm just using an old sponge, and what I'm going to do is, excuse me, with my poker tool, I'm going to decide which is going to be in the centre. I think I'll have that's my centre one. Just going to put a hole in the middle. I'm going to do that on all of them. So just poke it through like this. Like that. So they've all got holes there. Now I've got some stamens here. I'm going to use these black ones. So I'm just going to get out a little bundle like that. And this was a little trick that I learnt from somebody off YouTube. Because I did find getting these through the hole was so fiddly, but it was a wonderful tip. It's just a little piece of wire that you fold in half so it looks like a hair clip. Okay, can you see that? Put that through there like that. Okay, so you've got those like that. And then all you do then is use that to feed them through, and what a difference it makes. It's so easy. Okay, so I've done that there. So what I'm going to do is a little blob of my Cosmic Shimmer Glue, like that. Now I'm going to add my next layer, put that through, and obviously just stagger your petals. That's it. Okay, can you see that so far? So I'm going to put a little bit more glue, ready for my next layer. Oops, that's it, pull that through. Again, staggering your petals. Now can you see that starting to build up? And because we've used the silk foam, it makes a very, very delicate looking flower. And because it's so lightweight, you can put that on your cards, and when you've got them standing up, they won't topple over because it's not too heavy. Next one, let's just make sure I've moved that around a bit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to add 2 more layers. Push that in, that's it. Oops, there's another one there. That's it, put that on like that. Can you see it all starting to build up? All the layers. I quite like it, if I'm honest. Should I say that? Right, bit more glue. And then I'm going to put my last layer on. Just turn that, rotate it a little bit. I don't think it looks a bit like, what are those roses? Are they like, not dogwood, but it's like the wild roses. We used to have a bush where they used to come out every summer, and it was just so many of these little roses. So that's the flower there. Now if you wanted to, you could add on some leaves, so I've just cut some out there. I don't know if they'll show on this, whether they're big enough actually, but let's have a look. Just slightly. Okay, so I'll just put a little blob of glue there. Add that little bit of a leaf. Might be an idea if you were doing this to perhaps use a slightly bigger leaf die than the one I've used there. Just about shows through. So that there is the flower. Now you can see how quick and easy it was to make. Okay, so that's that. But then I'm just going to show you a couple of other things. Now, I've got these watercolour pencils. If I just show you the make, it's these, okay. And I found out just by playing about another way of colouring. What I did was I spritzed my mat with a bit of water. I've got a bit of red there. Actually, that won't matter because I can add it in. It actually will give a nice effect. Put a bit of the blue on there, right. Now, look at this, right? You must think, what on earth is she doing? That looks hideous, right? But watch what happens in a minute when I start to fold it up. I'm going to do it just like I did before. Fold petals on petals, okay? Just rub it between my fingers. Now remember what it looked like. hideous marks. Rub that. Now when I open it, just look at this. That soft, delicate mixture. Got a bit of blue there. Now I could perhaps just add a little bit more on there. Just rub that in. So it just blends it all in a bit. There you go. Look at that. So I'm just going to fold it up again because I just want my petals a bit more creased up. Okay. Right, so I'll open that up and let's see what this one looks like. So that's using those aquacolour pens with a bit of water, and it's just given that beautiful like softened colour. And because it ended up being mixed up with the red, like I've already got one there earlier as well, so it was a bit of a two-tone petal. So you could do that. You could add a bit of green or something as well. That'd be really nice. So that's how to make those flowers there, which I'll just show you again. Okay, and then just this one. Right, all I did on this one was, so I'll get my petals again. I'm just going to fold them up like that. This one I haven't coloured at all. Right, I'm just going to do that. Just crease them, that's it. And let me see, I'm going to go for a slightly darker colour. Let me just pick out a darker blue. Bit of a spritz of water again. Oh, that's it. Making sure it's on a bit of map that hasn't got any colour on already. Right, bit of the blue. Just drop the ends in. And when you open it, you'll just get the ends of your petals with that slightly darker colour. So let me just spread those around a little bit. So can you see that there? And then if you think you've missed bits, like that one there, I'm just going to, there you go, just pop that in the end of the colours. It just gives, there you go, the ends there, just let that dry off. Okay, so we'll be able to make a flower with that. Excuse me. So those are your flowers using the silk foam. Excuse me. Just using the silk foam and different colouring mediums. Like I say, really quick and easy to do. And then of course the very, very important expensive piece of equipment, your egg box that you can just pop your made flowers in there just to keep them in shape. So there's a few more that I've done in there. So I hope that was helpful, and if you do make some flowers, I'd love to see them. Let me know what you thought of that anyway. Thank you, bye.